President Akufo-Addo says he's determined to strictly enforce laws on illegal mining, also known as galamsey, irrespective of who is at the receiving end. For him, stamping out illegal mining remains topmost priority, and all interest groups must join in the fight, he said. Opening a 2-day national dialogue on small-scale mining, the president said mining will continue to be a danger to the society and the environment if unapproved methods are employed in an exercise. He wants the dialogue to be devoid of politics, and so that they can come out with a consensus that addresses the issues of illegal mining.
Mining can create jobs, mining can improve livelihoods, and mining can generate wealth. But it cannot and must not do so at the expense of damaging the very environment that produces the riches. We have to acknowledge that Ghana is not made up only of the humans, but is also made up of the soil, the mountains and valleys, the forests, the rivers, the lakes, the seas, and the plant and animal life as well. Without them, we humans cannot and will not survive, and so they also need nurturing. We have to acknowledge that the natural environment has as much right to be here as we humans do. In many parts of the world, stories abound of wildlife returning to rivers and lakes, parks and gardens, and even to some town and village centers as people retreated into lockdowns or cut back on open public activities because of COVID-19. There is clearly a contest between us, humans, and the natural environment, and it is a lesson we must collectively confront. We must adapt to coexisting in peace and harmony with nature. This is the time to help rejuvenate our land, the time to take a careful look at how we use the land, the time to revisit our farming and building practices, and yes, the time to address the issue of galamsey. I have said it on many occasions, and it is worth repeating. The Almighty has blessed us with precious minerals in our land. It is not surprising, therefore, that mining has always been part of our lives. There is nothing wrong with mining or trying to exploit the minerals we have been blessed with to develop our country. A substantial part of the revenues of the central government comes from mining. Indeed, the central government is always trying to find innovative ways to maximize the earnings from mining in order to provide public infrastructure. Families, too, depend on incomes from mining activities to put food on the table. Mining becomes problematic and dangerous when methods employed pose a danger to the land, the water bodies, and the very lives of the people. Mining becomes a danger to the society when, after extracting the gold, diamond, or other stones and minerals, the land is left degraded and poisoned with toxic minerals. The water bodies are turned into entities that can no longer support life, and plants and fish cannot survive in our rivers.
Let's get on Zoom now. I have Michael Kwejo Prempeh, who is the president of the Concerned Small Scale Mining Association. He joins us for a brief conversation. Mr. Prempeh, how are you? Thank you for your time. Prepare, I beg your pardon.
I'm fine.
Right, I got your name wrong there, but thank you very much for your time. How would you say the fight against galamsey is going? Because it's very close to the work that you and your colleagues do.
I think the fight against galamsey, so far so good. it's been okay. Just that in the beginning we had a lot of lapses, just because those that were put in charge of the problem didn't really understand the problem, so we couldn't get a holistic solution for the problem. But then, since now we have a new minister in charge, we are only praying that this time around things will be done differently, and then we can as well help in protecting our environment and our water bodies.
There is a national dialogue going on as I speak to you right now. I thought that you would be a part of it.
Honestly speaking, we were not invited, so I'll just leave it to them.
You were not invited? What? How so?
Maybe unless you call those in charge to find out.
I see. As an association, do you have plans of maybe getting through to the minister to find out perhaps why you were not invited to such an important meeting?
Maybe they tried to invite us and maybe they didn't get us, or we don't really know what happened, because when our president was talking about having a stakeholder engagement, we thought it wise to be part of it so that we can as well bring our expertise on board, because we have only one Ghana, and in so doing, if we find a pragmatic solution for the problem, at the end of the day, it will go to help the country as a whole. So we're so surprised we were not invited for the program. But then one way or the other, we'll try and see the minister and also help in the other way we can as an association.
The president has been talking about enforcing the laws strictly, irrespective of who is involved. But we know that when it comes to Galamsey, there are very powerful people involved in Galamsey. What are your thoughts on what the president says?
I think, that's why I say sometimes you don't really understand the problem. To get rid of those powerful people we claim they are behind Galamsey activities in this country, these things we can get rid of these things by giving out licenses to these Galamsey, because people have the capacity, they want to work, but then they don't have the license. As I speak with you now, there are people in Bono, there are people in the northern, there are people in central, western, who wants to acquire licenses to do the right thing. But the procedure and the bureaucracy involved will push them to do the wrong thing. So in order to get rid of these politicians and these people we think are behind the Galamsey problem, why don't we make sure we delegate or we decentralize the acquisition of licenses to the small scale miners? This is the only way we can solve this Galamsey issue and illegal activities going on in the country.
Do you think that the dialogue that we're having today, the national dialogue that we're having today, and under the leadership of the new minister for the sector, that we stand a chance at saving the situation?
Honestly speaking, I can't speak for the minister, but what I think should be done was, at first, the minister should have you should meet the small scale miners and the illegal miners first before any stakeholder engagement could have been done. Because if you don't understand the problem, engaging people, you would make decisions that might not even be the solution, or that might not bring solutions to the problem. So first, let's meet the Galamseyers, listen to them. Why are they engaging in Galamsey? What are the problems and what can be done about the problem? After that, then we can as well have a broader forum to discuss the problem that was, brought about by these people. But then, if you just jump from one, you jump to three to have a stakeholder engagement, what are they going to discuss? And what are the problems that, they are even going to discuss to get the problem? So in so doing, I think it's better, they meet the Galamseyers first to ascertain the problem before we can have a broader, engagement. If you could recall, when the fight against Galamsey was started, the media against the coalition of media against Galamsey and whatever it is, they didn't really understand the problem. So in so doing, we inaugurated interministerial committee against illegal mining, and it got about a failure. We spent money and we couldn't achieve what we wanted to achieve. So I thought it wise. So I was thinking, okay, this time around we are going to do things different, and in so doing, get to the bottom of the problem, get to the people who are engaging in this illegal activity, and after that we can try and find a solution to the problem. Because if you don't understand the problem, what are we going to talk about?
Let me take your thoughts, your thoughts finally on this matter. There is the community mining concept that has been introduced by this government. Do you think it's an effective way of dealing with the problem? Because the idea there is that people will be regulated so that, we can still have some mining going on. Because you can't tell me that there is gold behind my door or behind my window, but that I shouldn't mine. So we will continue to have illegal mining going on. But the community mining concept, as I understand it, is to help regulate the work of these people. What do you think of its efficiency in dealing with the problem of illegal mining?
This is what the community mining approach. It is perfect. We even brought about the idea because go to Newmont in Kenya, say people wants to mine. This land now belongs to the bigger company or Newmont. Now, how do you get people to as well work and then you monitor their activity? So you create a community mining for them so that they can as well engage in their small scale mining activity. And in so doing, we have their contacts so that whatever happens, we can as well, as a government, they can as well take details of whatever they do and then monitor their activity. And whenever they need help, at least government can help. That was the concept we brought about, in government as well thought it was to also help with this community mining approach. But then, as a matter of fact, now it seems we are going outside the part of what we brought about with the community mining. Now, as we speak, now there are Chinese people who are engaging in community mining. There are people who are not from the community who are also engaging in community mining. So, are we for the community, or the approach is for the community in order to solve the galamsey problem, or now other people are using this approach to make money? Secondly, I think it should be enshrined in the constitution so that people will be given document and then they can go about their normal legal work. Then it will be a community mining with no document. We are only praying that government would at least give people documents with the community mining that will be backed by law. And thirdly, there are no lands for the community mining. That is, we need to be candid. All these lands are being owned by big companies, and government needs to sit down with them so that they can legally release some of this land to the small scale miners, so that at least the degradation of the land and destroying of the water bodies, at least we can minimize it, and Ghana will benefit from this good era.
Mr. Pepra, thank you very much. Michael Pepra, the Concerned Small Scale Miners Association, he speaks for them, speaking on the back of the national dialogue that's ongoing today.